on the way here, we got a very interesting piece of news, which is that some of those Republican House members that we had visited, they just led a letter warning the Republican leadership, saying, we don't know if we can vote for Medicaid cuts now. That's you, Missoula. That's you, Montana. That's you, Colorado. That's you, Arizona. That's you, California. That's you, the people. We got them on their back foot. We got them scared. We got them running. But our job is not done.
Today, Bernie Sanders and Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez continued their Fight Oligarchy tour, drawing an overflow crowd for a rally in Missoula, Montana. It's been the scene everywhere they've been this week, in the red states of Montana, Idaho, and Utah, in a Republican district in Folsom, California, tapping into this growing energy of resistance to Trump's agenda around the country. Joining me now, former Democratic Senator of Missouri, Claire McCaskill, and Michelle Goldberg of the New York Times, where she's been writing this week about the vibe shift against the right. Let me start with you, Claire. I mean, one of the things that's weird about this moment, right, is that there's these sort of two parallel tracks of like normal politics and abnormal politics. So at one level, there's like these deeply abnormal politics, just the stuff, the flagrant violations of the rule of law, the autocratic, executive orders leveled at the law firm. I mean, things we've never seen before. And then there's like, oh, Republicans are in power and want to cut taxes for rich people and cut Medicaid. It's like, oh, yeah, I've seen this movie before.
I've been this movie before.
Yes, you've been there before. And one of the things that I think is a difficult reality to get your head around for me is that there's much more purchase in Democrats waging battles on the terrain of normal politics than on the terrain of abnormal politics.
I think so. And I'm not saying, listen, I'm not here to defend that the Democrats are doing a great job standing up to this crazy stuff that's happening, this destroying of our Constitution and the norms that we hold dear, the values we hold dear. But there are two things they're thinking about. One is, how do we stop him? And two, how do we get power back? Yeah. And when you talk about that, I mean, listen, I noticed the difference between that crowd and the crowd at Chuck Grassley's town hall. Yep. Those were a lot of young people, and you're seeing a lot of young people getting excited, which is great. But, the other thing you're seeing in the polls, Chris, you're seeing independents absolutely turning massively against Donald Trump by wide margins. And that's really what I think a lot of folks in states like Pennsylvania and North Carolina and places where it's hard to win statewide if you're a Democrat are paying really close attention to.
Totally. And I think I think cost of living, coming after Social Security, Medicare, like Medicaid, this is like, bread and butter, real brass tack stuff is the stuff that I think most of the evidence suggests had the most bite, right, in those fights. Not just independents, though. I thought this was interesting, and this is a YouGov poll. I don't want to make too much of this, but Trump is down 15 points among Republicans in this YouGov poll. And again, I think everyone thinks it's impossible for him to lose Republican support. He's going to be at 90%, but he was at 87. He's at 72 now. Again, that's one poll. But you wrote a really interesting column this week where it was just like picking up on some voices on the right who were voted for Trump. Not a lot, but like people being like, yeah, I don't love this.
Right. And I mean, what's interesting is that these people were some of the sort of leading indicators, at least to me, that there had been this energy on the right a few years ago. They were people who were, kind of very disgusted by wokeness, very disgusted by the Democrats, people who were kind of the intellectual vanguard in some ways.
And who had not previously been kind of like avowed gung-ho Trumpers.
Right, and who were, kind of part of this, who were kind of leading indicators of this style of right-wing politics that merges, the kind of insane nativism of Stephen Miller with the kind of anti-science health nuttery of a RFK Jr. They sort of were at the intersection of this movement. At least some of them were, and to see them turn against it, and in some ways in the same way that you sort of saw these early defectors from the Democratic Party, longtime liberals who were like, very critical of these socially progressive politics. They feel like they're being lied to, and there's something intellectually insulting at being forced to pretend that any of this makes sense.
And I do think the tariffs are a kind of key watershed moment here. because they're just they are genuinely indefensible, even if you adopt. Like, they're internally inconsistent. Like, they make no sense in and of themselves. Like, you can't crawl into some intellectual space where you could defend them because they're at war with themselves. And then when you get back to that bread and butter thing of, like, prices are not going down, and he said they would go down.
Yeah, and the interesting thing in that same poll, because I took a close look at the crosstabs in that poll, the interesting thing in that same poll was the question, do you think the country is out of control? The chaos around this, in some ways, because we haven't really felt the price increases yet.
No,
They'll come. But the chaos surrounding it, the volatile swings in the stock market, and, you know, a whole bunch of folks have 401ks.
Yes.
And it is not just the wealthy that are being impacted by this. And Social Security offices, nobody's answering the phone. The lack of competence is really hurting him, especially for a guy who's dealt from a position of strength. Well, chaos doesn't show strength. Chaos shows weakness. And I think that's why you see 60% of the independents in this poll saying the country's out of control.
Yeah, and it's particularly on this China thing, right, where he's, like, entered into this very high-stakes game of chicken. You know, I don't...
Without lining up any of the sort of pieces that you would need.
No, he made him mad, right? At first.
Yes.
Right. And also, like, alienate all your allies. This is what you were talking before. Kind of turn yourself into this burgeoning global pariah and then say, oh, wait, we need you to join an anti-China coalition in order to, right, you know, or just the fact that they, you know, they say all of a sudden, oh, we're going to exempt smartphones. We're going to exempt
computers, laptops.
Like nobody thought of this.
Right. Yes. And there's also this way in which, you know, again, to the people that are inside, and I don't, you know, I don't know what that is, that floor, 40%, 45, 42, 38, right? When it actually matters where it is. You know, everything could be sort of spun as like the master plan, that like he's got some plan. And I've seen interviews with folks who say, I trust him. And again, a lot of what we do in politics is trust. I don't even really blame people for that so much. But if you're not in the 40, 41, 42%, it like, if he climbs down against China, it's going to be hard to spin as a win, I guess is my point.
Well, it's going to be hard to spin as a win if everybody's prices go up.
Right, which is why he's caught between a rock and a hard place. It's like the win is the prices go up or you retreat.
Has somebody told him that you can't ramp up manufacturing in 2 years? Has somebody told him you can't build the factories or hire the people, especially if he's kicking huge numbers of people that are willing to take those jobs out of the country?
Yeah.
And that's what's so crazy about this is that he actually has alienated the... If you were a country out there right now, would you trust a deal with Donald Trump?
No.
No. And of course they're not. And
Right.
that's what the damage he's done that he can't claw back. That's why I think, yes, we've got to keep doing town halls. Yes, we've got to keep speaking out. Yes, we've got to resist. But we also have to keep an eye on the fact that people in the middle are going to go, okay, I've had enough of this chaos and incompetence. And you know what? The rent's too damn high.
Yeah. I mean, I think that, and I think it's interesting to see AOC at that event, which is a base event, but is focusing on Medicaid, right? Because like that is a place that like frontline members are vulnerable, and they know that very well. They're going to press that advantage. Claire McCaskill, Michelle Goldberg, great to see you.